Going live. We're live on YouTube. Oh my God, Michelle, we're live.
No,
Oh, oh
not that. Anything but that.
boy, I know it's supposed to be spring, but summer starts early here. It's been 86 to 90 something, and it's like that right now. Oh my God, I'm looking out the window. It just saps the energy right out of you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're starting the show and I'm ready for a nap. How about you?
Yeah, yeah. I'm in shorts. I'm ready for,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
broke
hot
out
out.
the shorts. I think it's been a couple weeks now. There was a couple of rainy days we had, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cooled things off. I sat out there on the patio with my coffee, watching the rain come down. And I we had to go out a couple times. I actually wore jeans because it was that cold,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
but mostly running around in shorts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been like that here too.
Got the AC blasting. Maria's in the chat. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Maria's here. She's laughing out loud. We're wild and crazy people here at the coffee at the Psychic Cafe. I was just about to say, grab your coffee or tea, pull up a chair, hang out with us,
Yeah.
post your specific question in the chat, or you can ask for a message from the universe. And of course, if you grab us a cup of coffee, we go right to your question. We spend more time with you, and there's no waiting. We just go poof right there. I'm going to grab the URL and pop it in the chat in case anybody's watching. I mean, Marie already knows all this stuff, but
Yeah.
for some reason, it's like, okay, I don't want to copy. And it does this in notes on MacBook when you have a URL. It likes to screw everything up.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you
So
know,
we'll wait for some people to come in, give some time, right? I'm going to do the card of the day.
okay.
Let's do the card of the day. So I got one of my favorite cards. I got the High Priestess. This is a really mysterious card. I mean, there's stuff going on here, right? What do you think? Do you like the High Priestess, Michelle?
I do. I do. I see her as the spiritual mother.
Mm,
Um, I see her as the one you would go to when you need that advice on spirituality, on
mm-hmm.
growth and meditation. So yeah, I really love this card. I love the balance between um the black and the white there.
Right.
It gives both the feminine and the masculine. Let me turn my camera back on. The feminine and the masculine side to her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my perspective on her.
Yeah, it shows the duality. There's Boaz and Yakim. Those
That's what it is.
right. Those are the two pillars. Solomon's temple. It's the entrance to Solomon's temple is what's going on there. And she's the guardian between the two um pillars. And it, like a lot of things in tarot, it represents the duality that's going on. Behind her is a veil because she's guarding what's hidden. In fact, she has a scroll kind of half tucked into her tunic there, her robe. And you see Tor. I think you might be able to see the A. It's Torah. So the first five books of the Bible, the law, and
Hmm.
it's partially hidden though. It's partially hidden. And then you see that connection to the moon. So her headdress, crown, whatever you want to call it. I just gonna say headdress. It reminds me of like what the pharaohs would wear in Egypt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And in the center is that disc, which you could think of as the full moon. And then to the left and the right are crescent moons. And then at her feet, there's a crescent moon. Huge connection, huge connection to the moon. And the bottom of her robes are kind of flowing and almost becoming water.
Right. Yeah, melding into the water.
Yeah, yeah. And I wanted to say hi to Mill that just came into the chat. They've got a question.
Mimil.
Mill Khan. Um, so she's guarding the entrance. She's protecting the secrets, and you see the veil behind her, and it has pomegranates, and there's also date palms. So masculine and feminine. The date palm trees are often tied to the Egyptian goddess Hathor. There's that Egyptian connection again. And Hathor feeds the descended from the tree and represents the vital fluids of life. If you look closely, the pomegranates especially are lined up in the form of the tree of life from Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism. And the pomegranates on the veil are a symbol of abundance, fertility, the divine feminine, which is, all that echoes the traditional meanings of the card. They're sacred to Persephone, who ate a pomegranate seed in the underworld and was forced to return every year.
Interesting. Okay.
But now, if you peek, see, the thing is, she's guarding the mysteries. The veil's up there, but you can kind of peek around the veil. You can
Mm-hmm.
pass there, and there's this huge body of water. And we know in tarot, water represents the spiritual realm, the subconscious, leading into the higher consciousness, right? Well, take a look at this. The moon and the high priestess side by side, Michelle.
Yeah.
Remember, I was talking about the
Oh, yeah, the two pillars.
now, if there's similarities in these cards, and I always tell people, think of when you're looking at the moon card, you're looking at the high priestess from behind. And you see the body of water. There's a crayfish coming out of the water onto the path. It's the path of life. Here's that duality again. You've got the wolf and the domesticated dog. So the
Right.
undomesticated and the domesticated part of our psyche, right? And there's the narrow path that we lead up into the mountain. And if we have goals, the goals are always at the summits of the mountain in tarot. Look at the temperance card, for instance, is another example. But that's the body of water. And we are the crayfish. Lobster, crayfish, a lot of people call it different things. But this mysterious creature from the depths of the sea, which we know are the depths of the unconscious, and we come into life, and then we have this duality that we're always dealing with. And
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the real secret that the high priestess is guarding, is that we actually come from consciousness, and
Right.
in consciousness there's no duality. So you see the crayfish coming out of the consciousness onto
Mm-hmm.
the road of life. The next thing that's encountered is the duality of the wolf and the domesticated dog, and the pillars are farther away. And that shows us how we entered into the world, into this duality that doesn't really exist. It's a manifestation of the physical realm. It's why we have time. and it's why we have dimensions. It's our
Right.
our ability to look at time, which is again not real, but we're able to perceive time as a linear thing from point to point because we live in this dualistic universe. Without that, everything happens at the same time.
Wow. Right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, the high priestess calls us to look into that, into our psyche, our subconscious, uh, connect with our higher
Absolutely.
self. That's where the spiritual gifts come from. That's where the psychic gifts come from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Absolutely.
so the message today might be to examine that and to program your dreams and see what you come up with, to meditate and look into your subconscious and your conscious. Watch the thoughts. You are not the thoughts. You are what's behind the thoughts, watching the thoughts.
Exactly.
Eckhart Tolle. Yeah. So there you go. The card of the day, the High Priestess card. And now you know more about it. You can make out from that what it means for you. What's the message
Yes.
coming through? Yep. So I don't know if that's I or L Boner. I Boner or Bonner or I Bonner.
Bonner.
Yep. They have a question. Sahani came in. Hey, Sahani.
Hi, Sahani.
Hey, what a message from the universe, Sahani. Just pop it in there. This goes for everybody. Drops of Jupiter's in there too. Hi, Drops. Uh,
Yep. Hi, Drops.
or if you have a
Okay.
specific question, just put it in the chat. Yeah. This might be a little shorter of a show today. We'll see who shows up, right? Maria had a question. I'm just wondering, how do you see me and Philip doing in the future? What's going to happen? Haven't asked that in a while. Well, while is relative. As far as we're concerned, just a week or two ago, you asked that. And then before that, a couple weeks before that, you really have to give it some time. We already gave you a lot of information on that, Maria. And you said that you were kicking him out. What's going on with that?
Well, what I'm feeling is that you're still stuck on
Still stuck.
not sure which way to go. You
Mm-hmm.
still cannot make a decision because
Oh my
your
God, yeah.
choice card is upside down, which is giving you no peace at all. So if you want peace, you need to turn this card upside down and make that decision.
Mm.
And so
Yeah.
the universe is telling you it's in your hands.
Go with justice. She's got the scales there. You need to weigh your options, and you need to go with what represents fairness and justice. The way things are right now is the Ten of Wands. You're overburdened with all of this, but we can't make the decisions for you. You need to make a decision.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I'm getting. Uh, Mehmil Khan. I'm just gonna call him Khan because I can't figure out how to pronounce that. Or just Mel. Yeah, I'm gonna short
Mel,
it down to
yeah.
Mel. We're gonna call them Mel. Who is my guardian angel, and how do I better connect and communicate with my guardian angel? Oh, they need to call in or be in the chat when we have the angelic view on. And Maria and
Ginger.
Ginger can, I mean, and they um channel the angels too. Unfortunately, the angelic view is on hiatus right now.
However,
You're going to have to wait for that to come back maybe in fall, but
I have taken Miss Maria's course,
mhm.
and I do have some cards, so I can pull some
Yeah, pull something.
information.
Pull something. Pull something.
So,
I'm getting the Sun
the
card,
Mamil.
Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting the
Mm.
Sun card with the Seven of Pentacles. So there's a message here from the angels that you need to, look over the harvest, so to speak, and that things are really pretty good. And the angels want you to know through the Sun card that they have your best intentions, your best outcome in mind, and they think that if you look a little deeper and review what's going on, that's going to help. I mean, as far as coming up with a name, what I always tell people to do is program their dreams. Tell your guardian angel as you're going to sleep, so you've already turned off the lights and you're in bed and you're putting your head down on the pillow, and you're going to go into that light alpha state where you can get in better connection with your subconscious, and through your subconscious into your higher self. And you just tell yourself over and over again that you want to communicate with your guardian angel. You want to communicate with your guardian angel and ask for a name. And quite often it'll come in the dreamscape. When you wake up the next morning, you'll know what that is. Now, make sure you have a pad paper and a pen on your dresser. Don't fumble with a phone or a pad or anything like that. Have actual paper or a card or something that you can write on with a pencil or a pen. And as soon as you wake up, don't even get out of bed. Reach over, grab that, and write down everything you can remember from your dreams. And a name may come to you, and you can write it down. If it doesn't come right to you, remember, it can take a few days. It can take a couple weeks. Just keep doing it every night. What are you getting, Michelle?
Okay, so what I pulled was acceptance. And when I saw all the yellow, I instantly thought of Archangel um, Uriel.
Uriel.
Yeah. And so what I got here is see yourself and others through the eyes of the angels with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. And so, what you need to do is call upon Archangel Uriel and ask him or her, however you perceive that in particular angel, who to call on and how to go about, or even just for the inspirational help that you will need to call upon your guardian. And that's what I get from this card.
Awesome sauce, awesome sauce. And I Bonner says, congratulations to Dan and Michelle, because Dan just mentioned in the chat that it was Michelle and Dan's ninth wedding anniversary.
Yes.
How Michelle has put up with Dan for 9 years, I will never know.
I have no idea.
I know. So I pulled some cards for your anniversary. There are some new happenings coming up. The Ace of Swords, and I got the Page of Wands. You guys are going to be traveling.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's really cool. Or if you have no plans, I'm just saying you should be.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys need a break. You need a
We need a vacation.
yeah, but I was thinking because we're talking about wedding, you need another honeymoon.
Yes. Yes, we do.
A getaway.
Yes.
A getaway. Yeah. Yeah. And oh, that's Irene. Bonner's Irene.
Oh,
Hi,
okay.
Irene. Yeah, I forgot she changed her thing. Oh, Nilda came in too. Hi, Nilda.
Hi, Nilda.
Drops of Jupiter wants a message from the universe. And then we got one from Sahani before that. Do you want to pull something for drops of Jupiter? I'm going to look at Sahani's, Michelle.
Okay. Trying to
She wrote a few different things in here.
drops of Jupiter. Why can't I find it?
It's blue. It's the blue with
Oh,
the.
there it is.
I already said message from the
A
universe.
message from the
You
universe.
don't even have
Okay.
to look at it. You just pull cards. Yes. Anybody else wants a message from the universe? Your guides or
Okay.
angels. Uh, Kum, Kumzile just came in. I'm going to call them Kum because I can't pronounce it. But hey, Nilda says happy anniversary. Suhani's
Thank
asking
you.
about, if you heard global news, India and Pakistan are at war. Oh my gosh. And they have nukes. Um, so yeah, not only do we got Russia and oh, my mind just blanked. What is it? Russia and Michelle. Um,
I know what it is.
yeah, I could see the flag, but my mind just blanked for some reason.
Ukraine.
Ukraine, yeah, yeah. I just could not think of Ukraine right then. So not only we got them, but now we got Pakistan
Mm-hmm.
and India. So here's that what's up. And Sahani says where they're from. So my whole city is currently under blackout as it's close to the border of Pakistan. Wow, you're on the internet though, so that's amazing.
Wow.
Want to ask for my country, is it okay? I want to ask, how will India emerge from this? Okay. I'm hoping something comes out of this war. Alrighty. So you go ahead with
Okay.
Drops's question. I'll pull cards on Pakistan and
So
India.
when it comes to drops, the first thing I have to say is there a bridge that you need to either cross or burn? And I'm asking that because I got both the key and the book card. And so I feel like there is some knowledge that you need to unlock in yourself, which indicates you might need to be crossing a new bridge. And in order to get to that bridge, you have to trust your gut and just go for your hopes and dreams. Stop just sitting there writing down your hopes and dreams and start taking that action. That's what the bridge card is telling you. It's time to cross over, take the action to learn what you need to learn, unlock some new knowledge, some new lessons in life, some new career choices,
Mm,
and start going for your hopes and dreams and manifesting and taking action in your life.
mm. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Dan says war is never good. It would be better if we all could just work together. Yeah, I had high hopes for the internet because you're able to spread ideas and of course it's a soup right now and it's really difficult to figure out truth, but through communication, people to people, not reading news stories and memes and posts, but talking to real people in other countries and see what they think about things. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when you talk to individuals, and I've done a lot of it online the last 10 years, and you find out that most people think the same way. We're even if we have different religions and everything, we're not that separate. You know,
We're really not.
we we agree for the most part on progress and moving forward and the individual rights and freedoms of individual people.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's only our governments and our religious, clergy in certain, especially the fundamental, far off right side
Yes.
of certain religions, whether it's Muslim, Christianity, it doesn't matter. They all have these far off, fundamentalist, wacko nutcase people, and even if you believe in your religion, what I find is people still don't care what other people do as long as it doesn't involve them. So, like,
It's true.
take gay marriage as an example, or being a trans person, or anything like that. If you don't, if you think it's against your religion, you don't believe in it, okay, well, guess what? Don't marry. If you're a guy, don't marry a guy then.
Right?
Who cares what Joe Blow down the street is doing? We don't care. And most people, when they're polled, even if they're against, let's say, against abortion, for instance, they believe in the right for people to choose for themselves. That's most
It's so
people.
true.
That's
Yep.
like in the 80 percentile, 80,
Yeah,
90%. Whenever they do worldwide and across the United States polling, it doesn't matter if they're, even, far right, they tend to agree, with the individual rights of people,
exactly.
you know? And I had high hopes that because of that communication, that we wouldn't ever see us getting into wars anymore, you know?
Right.
But we are. But it has nothing to do with the
We,
people. It doesn't have to do with the Indian people or the Pakistani people. So what I did was I pulled some cards
nothing at all.
and I got some cards in the middle here, what's going on, and then I pulled a card for India and a card for Pakistan. Now, this is really funny because I got the Queen of Swords for India and the King of Swords for Pakistan.
Wow.
And they're sitting like this with the other information, the other cards in the middle. And you see, India is what? She's beckoning and facing towards Pakistan and trying to have a dialogue. Whereas Pakistan's looking straight ahead at us, has India still has their sword in hand, but they're offering to communicate, whereas Pakistan is not and is just sitting there with their sword. Okay. I also right away the first thing came in my mind was they have the swords in their hands. It's you know saber rattling they call it. They're it's more about that than the actual live shooting kind of thing. So I don't know what they're saying in the news as opposed, like India as opposed to Pakistan. Uh, but what's coming up in the cards, whether it's visible on the news in public or not, behind the scenes, it looks like India is open more than Pakistan is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do as far as what's going on and what will go on, I got the moon card, which we had just talked about, right? And when the moon card comes up, a lot of times, especially in these kind of questions, it's talking about things are not clear. It's obscured. In the moonlight, it casts shadows, and what you think you see is not really there sometimes, or what you think it is, it isn't. Things are not clear. And then the hanged man. So there's twofold things going on with this. One is obviously the hangman often indicates a delay. So we have a delay along with the moon card, things unclear. So we're not going to know right away. But also this is one of the thinking outside the box cards. So Pakistan and India, that's what they need to do. They need to be able to go out of their comfort zone and think outside the box. Somebody needs to come up with a solution that is looking at it from a different perspective than everybody else. And then lastly, what I got was the Ace of Wands. This is actually an opportunity in disguise for a new understanding to happen. So that's what I'm getting on that. Yeah. Last month, they killed 28 men who came with their families on tourist place. Terrorists killed them by asking them what their religion was, and if they weren't Muslim or couldn't recite their prayer, they got shot. See, that's terrible. And I think it shows in the cards there what I was that kind of backs up what I was talking about, you know, Pakistan, their stance versus India. Oh, Rachel came in. Hi, Rachel. So anyway,
Rachel?
I don't know if that helps you out, Suhani, but it gives you some gives us all a little bit of insight there. I think Nilda wanted a message from the universe too, or angels. So if you want to pull from your angel deck or some other message, Michelle.
Yes. So, for Nilda, um, I got the mice and I got the scythe. So
Eh.
something is eating away at you, and it is time to cut it away and bring back something into your life that you are missing. And
Mm.
so, just to give a little clarifying on that, I did already draw from the angel deck for you, and I got joy.
Joy,
And so,
joy to the world.
we have come here. This says joy is the highest energy of all. It's the magical sense that everything is possible. Joy springs from appreciating the gifts within each moment. Joy allows you to attract and create your present and future moments at their highest possible levels. So here's what I'm seeing: joy is starting to deteriorate a little bit from you,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to get rid of all of that doubt and negativity and then start bringing back that joy into your life.
Awesome. So I pulled cards for Rachel, and she wants to know what her message is. Irene asked, "Did I miss my message?" And that was the what do my angels and guides want me to know?
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
you already did that, right?
No, we did.
Well, you've done two messages so far. Yeah,
Yeah, the
did
first one
drops.
was Mamil
You did drops of Jupiter and Nilda,
and Mamil,
right?
but we
So
didn't do Irene.
okay, so do you want to do that because she's asking for angels
Yeah.
and guides? So I always give you the angels and guides. I'll do Rachel's, and let's see. Did anybody else come in? I think that's it. Oh, I did want to mention a couple things before we go to Rachel's.
Okay.
Sahani had said, I'm hoping something good comes out of this war. And that's what we got. The very last card, what we ended up with was that new opportunity, that Ace of Wands. So I did want to mention that. Also, I want to let people know about upcoming shows. So this Saturday, Michelle's Mystic Corner, and you're doing one that we've never ever done. I mean, people have talked about, the phases of the moon, new moons, special, oh God, what do they call them? Red moons and blue moons and all this kind of stuff on. I've heard that on the shows. Um, Talked a little bit about the sun and things, but no one's actually ever done moonology. So that's really exciting. That is Saturday, May 10th,
Yes.
and it's 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's this Saturday, 2 days from now.
And it's
And
gonna be fun. I got
and then
lots of information.
great. And then on Sunday, May 11th, it's Mother's Day. And
Woohoo!
I'm going to be on with Pamela Steele, the fabulous author, artist extraordinaire, tarot grandmaster, Pamela Steele. And we're having a special guest on, and it's Amy. And I always forget Amy's last name. Uh, Hold on a second. I got to go to our post here. with me and Amy and Pamela talking about the show. What's her last name? Fisher. That's it. Fisher. And she is under the a couple of pen names, Rose and Juno, and does all kinds of really cool things in decks and stuff. And one of the things she did is frame this oracle, and we're going to be talking about that in particular, all of her work, but also frame this oracle. And oh, um, let me see if I go to Pamela's PM with me, if I can find her. Here it is. Okay. I want to find her website because her website is fun. It is so fantastic. So fantastic. And
Mm,
let me see if I can put the link in the chat for everybody. It's roseandjuno.com. But this link,
roseandjuno.com. Okay.
yeah, but I put a link in the chat that you guys can click and go right over there. And she has like a whiz bang, fantastic. Just keep scrolling. It looks much better on desktop or a pad than it does on phone. You won't believe how cool this site is. I mean, I spent like a half hour just like scrolling through everything. You got to go check that out, guys. So Rose and Juno, Juno, Rose, like the normal spelling, Rose and Juno.com. Go check that out. And of course, we'll be back next Thursday. Now, probably at the regular time, but Michelle, I'm starting to think that one of these weeks I want to try doing like our regular time that we do on the weekends. I want to try doing 11 a.m. again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we may or may not do that next Thursday.
Okay.
Uh, I'll get together with you and talk about it, and we'll publish, what time we're going to be doing it. But I also want to try an evening one again.
Yeah. Me too. I think that'll be good.
Like a Tuesday night, something that we don't normally do.
Right? Just do it for a different change up. Yeah.
Yep. And I guess, well, while we're talking about shows, I guess I should also mention that on Saturday, May 17th, Michelle's Mystic Corner, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, Michelle's going to be talking about astrology. So, Moonology this Saturday, astrology the next Saturday. And then, of course, the following Saturday, her third Saturday, that's the fourth Saturday of the month, is always our crown share Saturday. And if you're a
Yes.
member, you can join us. Remember, if you're a member, always go to the group for guild members or the students group for the course. On both of those groups, I have posted all of the Zoom links so you can join us on the Zoom.
Nice.
That's right. That's right. But be sure to tune in for Moonology coming up in just 2 days. Also,
Yay.
we have the spring sale going on, and I changed the spring sale a little bit, and I want to grab the URL from that and pop it in the chat here. It's psychic.cafe/spring. And I'm going to bring that up real quick because this is actually, we had the spring sale started in spring, so April, and it's going, till June. But this is actually spring sale number 2.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yes.
And on the last show, I didn't even talk about it. Notice how the banner is different. It's
Mm-hmm.
got the nice purples there.
I
Uh,
do.
yeah, open a new tab in your browser, type in psychic.cafe/spring. And we've got all kinds of great sales on my course, Tarot by the Numbers, professional certification, membership, readings. So my course is $100 off right now. You guys, by now, it's $299, but I almost always have it on sale. It's $199 right now. But you can also pay 3 payments of $69 if you want. So you got an option there, one payment of 199 or three payments of 69. So you would just pay 69 today, 69 in a month, and another 69 and you're done. And you'll learn tarot and numerology side by side in my unique 10 module self-paced online course. And if you want to go pro, your professional certification and membership in the guild for your first year are included in the price. Now,
Yes.
if you don't need my course, professional certification is half off right now, $69. This is basically a 69 sale. Almost everything is 69. So three payments is 69 or 199 for the course, 69 for certification, and then joining the guild is also 69. So
Yep.
certification's open to all practitioners, not just tarot readers. So tarot readers, psychic advisors, any other card readers, numerologists, astrologers, psychic mediums, angel practitioners. And you will find the discount. Normally it's $138 per level. Also, if you're already certified, like at the practitioner level, and you want to go for the next level up or the next level above that, master or grandmaster, each level you can use the same discount link. It's on the private members group, $69 per level instead of 138. So you have to be,
Right.
now you have to be a member to get that discount. Remember,
So,
if you enroll in my course, you're going to get your certification and the membership free. But if you don't need my course, you can join the guild for $69. It's normally $78 a year.
mhm.
Again, it's open to all practitioners, right? And we do live mentoring and coaching several months via Zoom during these shows, live exclusive workshops, panel discussions, other trainings, and more. And you can check out all the benefits at psychic.cafe/guild, but don't join there because you want to join on this page. It's only $69. And then you will get access to the private members group for members only on the website. That's where you'll find the link for professional certification for just 69. And
Right.
one last thing is I'm doing a spring readings sale. So my readings are normally $99.99 and I'm doing sessions for $49.99 right now. And that includes your numerology plus tarot and coaching for your tarot business or other career questions or relationships, life questions. And I do it either live via Zoom or via email. Yep. And oh, speaking of that, by the way, Michelle,
Yep.
I think yours are on sale for $49.99 too, right?
They are. Yeah, 49.99 along with my numerology reports. 49.99.
Awesome. So I put your link in the chat,
Thank
psychic.cafe
you.
slash Michelle.
Yay.
Yeah. And you
You
can
know,
run
and
over there. Mine is not on my page. So if you go to my page, psychic.cafe/dax, you can message me, but the button there charges $99.99. You need to go to the spring sale and scroll to the bottom. You'll see my sessions for just $49.99.
yeah. You
Hey.
know, and for those that are interested in starting the tarot course, you, you don't have to have experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's even if it's just something you really just feel strongly about, really feel that intuition and give it a try. It's if it's calling to you, just jump in. I
Thanks
just
for
had to
that.
get that one out there.
Yeah.
Somebody had to hear that.
Right, right. And of course, we always want to invite you to join us as a host here on Psychic Cafe. Just get in contact with us. We'll tell you about it. So Rachel had asked for, what's my message? And so there's something going on with you, and the message is the Emperor. So that this is that four energy of structure. Something going on, it requires structure. Otherwise, two of pentacles, you're just balancing things and trying to make everything work. And you need structure, Rachel. There's something that if you can, get yourself into the structure of it, into a program, into boundaries. I mean, there's a lot of different things that structure could be hinting at. I don't know what that is. I'm not getting that right now. I'm just getting there's this thing. And so you'll have to think, close your eyes, do a 2-minute meditation. What is it? And you'll know better than I. But once you do that, things start happening quickly. Got the 8 of Wands, and it leads to success. 6 of Wands, literally the success card. So that's the message coming through from the universe for Rachel. What was next, Michelle?
So for Irene, I believe it
Irene,
was.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So for Irene, I have that I got the anchor card. So there's something you need to get settled. You need to get it settled down, get it calmed down. I have the friend or the pet card. There's with this card, it's not so much about an animal per se as it is a close companion, somebody that is very loyal and trustworthy that you can go to make a decision that you are having a really hard time making. And so with that, with I pulled an angel card and I got the Arlay card. I'm going to show that
What
to
is
you.
that? R lay. Okay, it's all the letter R L A Y. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't getting what the heck is she saying?
I know, right? And it says, Beloved one, it's time to set aside work for a while. Don't worry, we will oversee your responsibilities to their completion.
Mm,
Playfulness, gaiety, and laughter will lift your energy so that you'll return to work with a renewed perspective, heightened energy. And so I believe what you're being told is you need to get a friend, a close friend, and make some decisions on going out and being, like this was saying, more childlike, have that not subconscious, not immature, innocent, youthful, joyful time, and leave all the worries and the responsibilities behind. Take a staycation.
mm.
Set aside, start planning, make a little, you know, savings account, take a staycation.
There you go. Savings account. Love that idea. And then I pull cards for Kumzil. And but first I wanted to mention that Nilda says, Michelle, there's a full moon in Scorpio on Monday, and I'm a Scorpio. I'll,
Nice.
I'll check out your information on Saturday when you do
Right.
Moonology. Rachel did a star going through the sky there and said, yes, I'm
Awesome.
balanced. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And I told her in chat, I hope that helped you out. She said, yes, it did. Trying to find work, things will speed up. 8 of Wands. Yep. Plenty of communication coming. Victory in the
Yes,
6 of Wands.
that's right.
Exactly. So Kamzeel, and this can be the last question. We're going to get out of here early.
Nice.
Kamzeel said, I'd like to know what message does my guardian angels have for me and how to connect with them. Well, how to connect with them. What would you say, Michelle? You took Maria's course. I mean, there's nothing you really have to do. I mean, you just start talking to them.
Right. You connect to your guides, you can meditate.
Now, I
Um,
gave the dream thing though.
you
You can
did.
program your dreams, and that does
Hmm.
help the communication sometimes. But what else, Michelle? Anything else stand out?
Um, I would say the one that got me was one of Maria's meditations
Mm-hmm.
that really helped me to be able to finally connect with a spirit guide, because I since I didn't know how to do it before, a guided meditation is for me one of the best ways to start.
Ooh, two other things real quick. One, when you're using an oracle deck or a tarot deck or a Lenormand deck, uh, you're speaking with spirit that way.
Yes.
So you can communicate through your cards. In fact, a famous Kabbalist, remember I was mentioning the shape of the pomegranates and the veil behind the high
Hmm.
priestess and how it's in the shape of the tree of life. And I said that's from Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism. There was a famous Kabbalist, and I forget his name right now, but he was asked one day about tarot. What is tarot? And he said, a way to speak to God.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So that's another way. Also, and yet another way is an angel specific deck.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, get Maria's angel deck. Michelle just happens to have a copy.
Of the Angelic View Oracle
Oracle deck.
cards.
Yeah.
So, so Maria G. Moss is one of our hosts on the Psychic Cafe, and this is her deck.
I'll put her link in the chat too.
Awesome. And we have the angel numbers 444. Pay attention to repeating numbers. Seeing repetitive patterns of fours are a sign that you are surrounded by many angels and have their support. Keep up the good work.
Awesome. And I don't know, Kumzil, your current relationship situation, dating, what have you. But I pulled cards, and the message that I got from your angels was the King of Wands coming in. Yep. So that's that fire energy, an Aries, a Leo, a Sag coming in. And then look, Michelle, right after that, Two of Cups. Then right after that, the
The
pregnant Empress
Empress.
card.
Yes.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. You interpret it, Kabzeel, the way you want, but that looks really promising to me. Yes. Rachel says, I speak to my mom daily. She passed June 2023. She sends me signs daily and noises in the house. My mom passed away over a month ago, and I've felt things, but I haven't heard things yet. So I'm going to start asking mom to let me know she's there more and see what happens. The other thing I wanted to mention was someone said, gosh, now I forgot what it was. Oh, I wanted to mention to you, Michelle, that Irene had said, thanks, Michelle. That's all. Yeah.
Oh, you're so welcome.
And Kumzil said, thanks for the advice. I will check out the link.
Yeah,
Awesomeness.
definitely.
Sure.
And
So there,
then to end on the angel note, I got
yeah,
ask us anything. You can ask the angels anything. Nothing is too big or too small.
yeah,
So
and
that's out of Maria's.
that also reaffirms what I said earlier about you just ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. All righty. So time for us to get out of here, everybody. Thanks for being here. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for being here, Michelle.
Thank you. Bye, Dax.
Bye, everybody. And that was it.
Woohoo.